Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Wednesday, Hump Day, February 5th, 2020. Well, as most of you know, and some of you who do not know, Donald J. Trump was acquitted on both charges in the Senate, and things will go back to normal as I speak to you right now. I'm sure he'll be twittering away because that is Mr. Trump's thing. He loves social media, and I know you all aren't surprised by that. But anyway, I watched the State of Address last night. There were a few key points he touched on. I didn't watch all of it, and maybe I'll come back at a later date and bring some of those key points to you guys. But what I grasped a hold of. He talked about immigration, people living here illegally, abortion, to bear arms, prescription drugs, Wi-Fi, and the wall, of course. And I will say the key points that I came in on and agreed with. I do agree with the building of the wall. I do agree with all Americans living in rural areas getting Wi-Fi, because there are some people who have been living who live in this country have not gotten adequate phone service, cable service, and Wi-Fi. And so I think those people deserve that, because that was an issue many years ago when Bell South had been was taken over. I think it is by AT&T years back, and it was a big mess with people getting adequate phone service and everything, being able to keep their same phone number. So that was a great thing to hear, that people living in rural counties and towns will be getting adequate Wi-Fi. Hopefully that will take place soon. I am in agreement as far as handling people who are not legal citizens to not be here. Now, I don't know how that's going to progress as far as them getting people back to their home where they come from, because I really don't think that was set up adequately to house people, because, I had heard so many horrible things that were going on in the detainee facilities, and I'm not for any type of abuse of anyone, whether it's jail, prison, and or detaining people. There's a way of treating people, but I am for people being legal citizens. Now, one issue he discussed pertaining to illegal citizens, that he is not wanting anyone that is illegal living in this country without U.S. citizenship to receive any type of state aid. And that's medical, food, whatever, and I'm sure housing would probably go along with that as well, because they all kind of go hand in hand. I don't have a comment on that as of yet, but as I stated, I am in agreement with the wall. I am in agreement with the people in our country getting adequate Wi-Fi services, home, phone, and cell phone too, if they want to throw that in. I'm for people bearing arms. I have no problem with that. That was mentioned. He also mentioned a few other things, but as I state, what I'm in agreement is with the wall, the Wi-Fi, and the prescription drugs. That was mentioned, and that is a major issue in our country. So many people cannot afford their medicine, and he is trying to get into action. Pharmaceutical companies lowering the price of generic brand medicines, and we know that generics work just as well as the name brand medicines, and they have made so much money, these companies, off of the American citizen, and I'm sure people all over the world. And at what cost? The pocketbook, of course. And I'm glad that was mentioned, because too many people rely on medicines every day, and it's not fair for people to have to go broke trying to sustain life. Now, I understand that these companies may not feel that that is their duty. They're not the doctor, but you're helping aid the doctor. So you should feel some type of compassion for the people who need the medicine, because without people needing medicine, you wouldn't have a job. So Trump mentioned that as far as generic medicine being affordable for people in this country to purchase. So that was a good thing. He also wants to ban all late stage pregnancies. That was mentioned. And of course, illegal citizenship, that was mentioned. As I stated, no illegal citizen getting any type of aid. And I think it was also mentioned about the detainee situation, and people going back to their home where they came from if they are not a legal citizen. Now, I don't know if maybe one day they'll change it to where some of the people can apply for citizenship that come here. I think that should have been done many moons ago, and we wouldn't have the influx and the problems that we have of so many people being illegal citizens. I think that should have been done a long time ago in the early 80s when people were, flooding into Florida and different places. They should have given them automatic legal citizenship and then sealed up all barriers, corners of the United States where people can gain illegal entry, and we wouldn't have the influx of problems, crime, to where it even have to be a discussion. But it is an issue of people being illegal, living here, wreaking havoc, running around from place to place, undocumented, and you don't know where they are. And I do have a problem with that. I think anyone sensible would have a problem with that. Okay, we have enough people who are actually legal citizens that commit crimes and run around and roam from place to place. Do you really want people living who aren't documented? You don't know their real name, social security number, age, anything, and they're not even legal. So if they do something and they think they may get caught, apprehended, arrested, they just take off and go live somewhere. And people have been doing it for years, you know, committing crimes and undocumented and just going from place to place, state to state. And I don't think that's right. But as I state, I watched it briefly. Did not watch all of the state address, but I heard a few key points that I liked. And as I state, Mr. Trump has been acquitted on both charges. And as they used to say a long time ago, it's an old saying, what he eats don't make me fat. So the world's going to still go on. My tummy's still going to get full regardless. And I think a lot of you probably feel the same way, whether you agree with him being in office still. He's here till the next election, which will be coming up near the end of the year. And we will just wait and see how everything unfolds. And on that notion of eating, I'm about to go dine out. And I'm going to eat and dine out Trump style. I'm going to get good and full and fat. Because Donnie Boy ain't stopping nothing over here. And I think most of you know that. Like and share. Drop your comments below. Thanks for joining me on this wonderful Wednesday evening in the high 10. And when I get another update of said information, I will surely bring it to you. Hello, Shawnee V. How are you doing? Thanks for the chat down below. I'll talk to you guys later, and you all have a safe night out there. Bye-bye.